Hi, friends. Hope you're having a great oh my gosh, it's Monday. Getting lost in my days here. It's kind of easy to do right now, isn't it? Um, with all of us being home and it's just a very interesting time. Anyway, I just had a few thoughts that came to me today. I was doing some of my own reflection and just I had some experiences where I was sharing something with some people the last few days, and they reacted in a maybe a different way than I had expected, and I felt and feeling a little bit uncomfortable about it. And then, being right now, it's a great time to be super conscious of our thoughts and all. And so that part of myself just kind of said, well, what are you upset about? What's going on here? And then I was able to tie it into this idea that I had expectations of how they would respond to the information I gave them. And I realized there was a part of me that was taking it personal, and so I kind of chuckled a little bit, which I tend to do. Now I make light of all my learning and growing. I just find it's easier that way. And realize, like, okay, here, this is just another layer coming up, and this is such a great time for that, to be able to witness, our own shadows just constantly being revealed to us now that we're home, not being able to do everything that we want. That kind of really stirs the pot for a lot of us, and it's on purpose. It's a great time of transformation on our planet, and it's a great opportunity to look at these pieces as they show up, because we are literally clearing just old patterns from ourselves, from our planet, from the collective consciousness. And to do that, it helps when we face them. And so anyway, so after looking at that and just kind of noticing it without any judgment, I kind of laugh lovingly, just like, oh wow, I was doing that again. Okay, let's now what? Now what do we do? And then the guidance is just to shift it, to bring your focus back on you. Where in that blip, the moment was I not trusting the process. I was having some kind of attachment to an outcome. So I know that myself, I choose not to have the attachments, and I don't want to, myself who I am today doesn't want to hold on to any judgments about anybody or expectations, because then I'm saying I don't trust the universe, and that's not at all the space I'm holding. And so it's just that great reminder that these were some old subconscious patterns that were just playing out. So now I get the beautiful option to change it, to come back and now practice something different again. And so that's what I did. And I bring my focus back to me. Okay, what brings me joy in this moment for me to do? Like, what is it? Is it self-care? Which for me at that time it was like, let's go take a walk outside. Let's go take our supplements. Let's get something to eat. And then it was some meditation. It was working on a puzzle for a few minutes, and then it was, oh, let's do a message. So anyway, I just think that it's such a great time if you choose to accept it. With everything that's going on, if you stop and reflect, and whenever you find yourself uncomfortable in any way, whether it's sadness, fear, anxiety, whatever it is, anger, you can take a moment to stop and look at it and see where it comes from. To look at, like, where is this stemming from? Why am I feeling this way? And if you follow it back, it's always going to come back to either the past, the future, some kind of fear, or control, really, like holding on to something. And really, control is just fear of what's going to happen, or things are not going to work out for your highest good. And so then you can be like, wait a minute, that's not the space I want to hold. Because knowing law of attraction, whatever space we're holding, that's what we're going to be naturally attracting to us. And so it's like, that's an old belief system that I choose not to have. Maybe it was something I was taught, or it was just an unconscious program in our minds, in our bodies. And so I'm going to let that go. So then the more we practice this, and this can go to any extent. This could be about just, interactions with the people at home. It could be, interactions or fears or worries about work. It could be what's going on in the world with the virus, with the fears, with the government, with the power, like losing our power, all these things. We have this opportunity to shift it. And let me tell you, that is so powerful right now. That is like the most powerful thing we can do, is continue to work on ourselves. And whenever we find ourselves giving our power away to anything or anyone outside of ourselves, is just bring it back. That's all. No judgment needed. It doesn't matter how many times you do it, just as long as you do it. And then what happens is we do tend to get better and better with it, and then don't even have expectations that it's going to be all gone, because sometimes the layers pop up, layers that are buried somewhere else within our body, because that's what I found, was that these energetic, bubbles, if you will, from experiences, or whether they're subconscious, whether they were passed on to us from someone else, they get stored in our bodies. And so as we do different things, as the vibration changes, as we might be exercising or detoxing or whatever, they pop up. and there we get a layer at a time, or a couple layers at a time. And right now, that was some of the guidance I had gotten back in December and January, was that they were going to be waving through. The energy that's waving through our planet right now is going to be kind of flushing a lot of this out. So the more consciously we work with it, and to me, humor helps a lot, is to be able to laugh at myself, be able to, and it's not in judgment. It's like in lovingly, like, oh, wow, okay, there we are again. It's okay. Let's just, oh, wow, it's so funny I did this again. Let's change it now. Thank you for showing me. Thank you for showing me what was running subconsciously. I did not even see this until this moment. Now I can do something different. And then just keep doing it. If you're worried about what's happening in the world. Sorry, my cats are having fun here, showing their moments. You're worried about what's happening in the world. We get to do the same thing. We can say, okay, my focus was on fear because I'm seeing something that I don't like, or I had expectation to see something else, or, it's not the picture I had. Well, then we can bring it back home and be like, okay, I'm not trusting the process of life. Let me see how I shift this. And just by shifting out of fear, we ripple that through our planet right now. And the more we all do that, let me tell you, the better off we're all going to be. Because the more we focus, if we get caught up in the fear and focus on the fear and focus on the worries of what might be, or what's happening, or how bad it might look, or any of that, then we're adding to that picture. And the best thing we can do is to keep working on our own shadows and helping to balance it that way. Helping to figure out, then bring our focus back to us, what do I do? What is my role to play right here? And it's always going to connect with what brings you joy. It's always going to connect to what your passion is what you're meant to do, what your role is about. And then we just share that, and we do our best to detach from outcome, let it go, because we don't know what that's supposed to do. We don't know where the ripples go. And sometimes we're not supposed to. We're just supposed to let it go. We're just do our part and keep coming back and coming back and coming back. Do your best to find joy. I find laughter super healing right now. As much as you can laugh and play games, or look at things that are funny. I love all the funny memes being shared, and they're all in good fun. They're to help lighten the spirits, the pretty pictures, the animal posts, the children's posts, things that you can, if you're on social media, those are things that we can do to help share it. Positive thinking, the reminders. And it's just a really, it is a great time. We get to use that for that sense of unity and connection, and to help us know we're not alone. And this will pass. And I really have great faith and belief that it is going to be better than we imagine. That this was just a timeout that we all needed to go more in ourselves, to take that break, to take that time, because now most people do have the time, not everybody, but a lot of people do have that time to look within themselves, things that they weren't able to do before. So anyway, lots of love and hugs to you all, and blessings through this journey that we're all walking through right now, and we'll be talking to you soon.